What's up YouTube, this is Ollie Esquire and allow me to show you some advanced tips and tricks for Slither.io. Now I'm not a super expert, I haven't spent hundreds of hours playing this game, but I've been playing competitive games for a while. I got to play in one world championship, which is pretty cool. I've won lots of prizes gaming, so I kind of know how to sort of make the most out of a game. So let me show you some of those things. You know, if you want to quiz me about that stuff, there's comments. You may comment down there. First things first, try to play on a desktop PC if you can. If you play on mobile, your finger gets stuck in the way, you're a little bit slower, and with the laptop sometimes the graphical processing isn't that good, so it's not the best. So play on a desktop if you can. If you have the options, get on that desktop computer because it's usually the best option. Now let's get to the basics. Click F11 to go full screen. There might be another key for you, go check it out, but usually when you go to bigger field of vision, you usually see things a little bit quicker, you know, so that's a simple first step. It's the basics, it's not an advanced tip and trick, but it's just something you should do. And let's begin. Tip number one, do not go for kills at the start. Everyone seems to want to go for kills, they end up dying really quickly, they get into this killing mode, this shark mode of attack. Don't do it. Just get up to between 1 and 200 length, and then aim for the center of the map. Now, the reason we're aiming for the center of the map is because that's where most people congregate. Given enough time, everyone generally kind of seems to head to the middle of the map. Maybe they're scared of the borders, I don't know what it is, but that's what we do. And the thing is, since we're so small, we're only got between 1 and 200, we can turn really quickly compared to the bigger snakes, and we can take advantage of it and get a kill really early on. Tip number two, go Korean. What that means is, with games like League of Legends, StarCraft, Americans were wondering why the Koreans were playing so much faster than them, making decisions so much quicker. And what they were actually doing was they were keeping the mouse, or the cursor, whatever you want to call it, the pointer, I don't know what it's called, you keep that really close to the character you're controlling. And that's actually a bit harder to get used to, but if you really keep that cursor really close to the center of the map, it means you can turn really quickly, it means you can make decisions really fast. Yeah, thank you. And it's just a really good option. It takes a while to get used to, it's a little bit of practice, but those extra milliseconds build up over time. Tip number three is test reactions of other players. So, generally with this game, everyone's got a decent amount of lag, everyone's got a decent slow reaction time. So as long as you're going first and taking the initiative, you've got maybe 200-300 milliseconds before the other snake notices. So you always need to be the attacker. If the fight's on, you gotta go first. Tip number four, little guys outcorner big guys. If you're really small, you can take on the really big guys and really piss them off. Generally, if you've only got 100-200 health, the big bad guys, the big snakes, do not think you're gonna attack them, they think you're gonna play safe. So just go for their face, go straight in front of them, turn right into them, go for broke. And usually it pays off well. Tip number five is do not cut into somebody. So either take someone at a T, or try and get into a sort of a duel, a fight, and bend away from them. As long as you're bending away from them, they can't hit you. Tip number six is generally two great defensive postures you can take. First up is the line, so it's like this. And then if a snake comes from the right side, you just turn to the other side. If a snake comes from the left side, you just turn in. And at the end, whoop, turn around, and go back in your defensive line. Defensive option number two is a squished circle. So what this means is you're covering a little bit more area, and it also gives you a chance to sort of snare other snakes who are traveling around. So what you do is you do a big squished circle, and then when you get to the end, follow your tail. All this does is it means you can see in a bigger area, and also gives you a chance to circle around other snakes when you see a chance. There, perfect example. Hey, sweet. I'm sorry. Sorry, you must die now. Tip number 7. If you want to get 50,000, 100,000 length, unfortunately there's generally one way of doing it. Because time's always against you in this game, it's always against you. What most top skill players do is they get to maybe rank 20, get up to about rank 20, and then they just do what I'm doing now. So they flow around the outskirts of the map and just pick off worms one by one. It's boring. I never do it. Maybe once or twice I've done it, you get a really high score, but you gotta be so patient. I prefer to just kill stuff, get to number 1 really, really quickly, and just bathe in the glow of winning for a few seconds before some little snake comes and kills me off. So if you want to get number 1, you gotta be so patient. Brain dead, boring patient. Tip number 8. Here's a good one. Do not follow a trail of orbs. Cut it off and circle around it. What that means is all those people fighting to get the orbs, you're not part of them. You've made your own little ecosystem and you're just collecting them like this. Oh, so nice. So relaxing. Now tip number 9. If you have to eat in a line, then whoa, do that. So travel straight in a line, do not boost, and the second you see another snake come from the other direction, just turn and boost immediately. So just turn, boost. Okay, you get the general idea. Advanced tips and tactics. Sweet. This has been Ollie Esquire. Boom. Signing off.